I haven't seen colour. I've lived in a monochromatic world. I can't use colour.
So I'm going to use this clip from YouTube as the intro for the track.
I haven't seen colour. I've lived in a monochromatic world.
What I'm thinking is a really cool long build up, and then when it drops it will go into like drum and bass. I think we've all seen those clips of Fred again playing live with the drum pads doing the D&B, so I want to give that a try. So just a simple 2-chord progression. This is always my go-to progression when I want to create like an emotional connection. It just instantly makes you start drifting off and thinking about life. So it's super long build up, but the idea is to just immerse the listener into this like vibe and just like wash them out with synths and pads. Now a big part of the actual Life albums are the sort of ambient sounds that he uses, you know, different sounds from like people walking in the street and laughing and conversations, and it really helps to fill it out and make it actually sound like it is actual life. And we'll just have the synths bleed in with the ambience. So now we're throwing on the monologue. I've just got supermassive delay and some reverb on it just to make it a bit more psychedelic.
Not only with her. Oh. I haven't seen colour. I've lived in a monochromatic world. Can do everything. Can do everything.
I really like that line. I think it could be like a good title for the track.
Can do everything.
So next I just need a couple of rises to help with the build up.
Can do everything.
Pretty simple, but it's always good to note that when you're doing a drop, the most important thing is the build up, so you build the tension, and then the release. So now let's move on to the drums for the drop. I want to play it live in the drum pads like Fred again does, so first we need to build our drum rack. So now for the sound selection for these drums, it's really important that the sounds all work together. Boom, 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 boom. So we'll copy the same snare over a few times and we'll just shorten it. So I plan to fill this full drum rack with all different sounds so that I have a lot of options when I'm playing. So even if you mess up and press the wrong button, you'll still have something that hits. All the sounds I've used are from this Dinma drums kit, which I got off Reddit. Just go to Reddit/drum kits and search Dinma. It's really good for this sort of music. I really recommend it. So now let's try playing a D&B drum pattern.
Can do everything.
So of course I didn't play it imperfectly. It's really hard to keep in time when you're playing that fast and you can't even hear the click. But we've got a nice selection to choose from and we can just edit it a bit and make sure we've got some good sections here. So we're going to use Serum for a respace, which is going to double up as like a synth bass / pad. So it sounds like this. I'm just going to sidechain it really heavily to the kick that we got from the drum rack, and it's just going to sit underneath everything and give us a bit more depth. Now going back to the drums, I just want to keep filling it out and adding more trippy weird glitches and percussion and all that sort of jazz. We want to keep things as interesting as possible and just make sure every bar there's some cool stuff happening. Next we've got a fast hi-hat pattern that's just going to come in to speed things up every now and then. Next we're going to use the Synth Lead from Analog Lab. This is always quite fun to play in live, so we're just going to loop the track and try to come up with something. So you can see by playing in live and using a bit of modulation, you can get a lot more emotion and feeling into your lead synth, and that's really important because that's sort of like the main melody that's going to attract people in, I find. So now we've got lots of cool layers. Next I want to move on to when the drums come back in, and we want to switch it up with a different drum pattern. So again I want to play it in live, but this time we're maybe going to do like a halftime sort of thing. So I think that works out as a really cool trap pattern, and now you can see that the beat is transitioning and changing, because I want to make it a darker vibe from this point. And now I just want to find cool things to put on top of it and just keep making it really interesting as possible.
I live in a monochromatic world. It's all to do with colour, it's all to do with round, with shape. Everything's colour. Everything, you know, is... Oh, it must be to do with orange. Not only with orange. Oh. I haven't seen colour. I've lived in a monochromatic world. I can't use colour. You can do everything. I haven't seen colour. I live in a monochromatic world. I live in a monochromatic world. I live in a monochromatic world. In a monochromatic world.